Good day, colleagues. Kamalami ngunathi ngwakamtshali Sibongo. Njengoba sathi i-campaign yaka Asakheni Ubuntu. Ngixolise kakhulu ukuthi sizame ukuphutha lana kuqala. Hey, kube netinkinga nje manje technical there. On another note, I've got my panelist ami ngihamba na Mr. Reis Banyoni usebenza ka House of Our Pride and as a project officer. Na Mr. Gama, which is our PSS and kanye nacela kuphiwa nayo PSS plus for men. Lana today itopic eflestaba sikhuluma ngayo noma ke ngithi sihloko sesikhuluma ngaso namuhla. Sikhuluma MSMs epho uba mangabe sibathatha sibafaka kahle emzabeni ukuthi bona bafike bahlubeteke kanjani ngoba siyadipela nabo phinde futhi bayefuna le ndlela yokubenza GBV. So Mr. Ray.
Thank you. Afternoon, team. I'm sorry, I've seen myself talking on the video. Can you come again, Nati? Sorry, Nati, it seems like you are talking, but you have muted yourself. Can you unmute yourself and then talk?
Bengisasho Mr. Sibanyoni ukuthi bengicela manje utithi fahla ukuthi introducer kancane khona ababukeli lababukela lena nkulumo yethu noma lena ngixoxisana lesinayo bakhone kukwadi. Sekhona Mr. Ray.
Thank you much. I'm from House of Our Pride. My name is and I'm also a project of Our Pride. Thank you.
Angathi Mr. Ray ngathi ngine-network noma yini bewungakavakali kahle bengicela manje phinde futhi ungiphindzaphindele nje mphathi.
Thank you so much, Puti. I'm Reis Banyoni from House of Our Pride, an MSM, but I'm also working for House of Our Pride as a project officer. Thank you.
Ngibonge kakhulu Mr. Ray. Benginenkinga ukuthi manje ngicela kwadi ukuthi yini lama challenges lokhanza ukuthi apholwa noma ahlangabetwa ma MSMF la kakhona eSwatini. Ungithi fahla ngakhona manje sithi kwadi ngawo.
Thank you so much, Tim. We are facing a lot of challenges as MSM in terms of gender-based violence. I would like to talk about not just MSM because we know there are MSM who are still in the closet, there are MSM who are married, there are MSM which falls under the LGBTQI community. One violence that they are facing, those who are in the closet. I might be if I'm in the closet, it means that I don't want to tell people about my sexual orientation. And we are living in societies, we are living with families. We find ourselves being pushed to do something which we are not. Like, for instance, every day, I will find myself being in a forced marriage, which is a problem because once I do something for the family, it starts to be an abuse for me because I want to impress my family, which I'm not happy with. And when it comes to the LGBTQI MSMs, we find ourselves having a lot of things because one thing we are not sure about the laws of this country, the human rights of this country. But we have never had any masses communications education where we are being told about our rights. For instance, we are having both psychosocial violence, we are having both economical violence, we are having both verbal abuse. We are also facing physical abuse because the verbal with the physical can come together because they end up maybe beating me, which one of the things that we are facing, and we sometimes find ourselves not reporting the cases because we are the person don't call us what the person died.
Cha, kuyevakala Mr. Sibanyoni. Manje-ke lana ngihlede ngibabathe ngiyakuva ngiyakulalela ngiyakubutela ukuthi isikhathi esiningi uma abantu okwenza ukuthi baphele kunokungigceka mhlawumbe uma uthi uzama kuyobika kuvamise kuba yini inkinga lenkulu noma bafike baphinde futhi banibuke kanjani?
Thank you so much, Nati. Can you guys give me 2 minutes? I just want to change the places that I'm in. I'm having a problem. Just 2 minutes, I'll be back.
Sibonge kakhulu ku-Mr. Sibanyoni. Mr. Wandile, bengicela kubuta Mr. Gama ukuthi kuko konke lokhu lasakuchazile Mr. Sibanyoni. Imvamisa yini longazi ukuthi ungafika ubese lapho uyayiclarifya because ngimuve abalana ukuthi bacishe bangemaphutha lokho ukuthi isikhathi lesiningi ashadile ekhaya baphele kubabuta ukuthi bomakoti ngabe bathi abavula nini timvo nje letitsite related towards kuletha noma kwakha umndeni manje mase bangasawubiki lo mndeni noma mase bangasakhona ukwakha nini mase ubete kuwe kuvamise ukuthi ukhone ukuhendlisha kanjani?
Good afternoon. Ligama lami nginguWandile Ngwagama Sibongo. I'm the Psychosocial Support Officer ka Head Plus for Men. Ngibonge kakhulu Mr. Mjali for the question. Kuyi-question mhlambe le ebaluleke kakhulu nalesinzako. Because like nje ngidawucela ukuyithatha maybe from the cultural perspective. Ku-culture yethu mhlambe sibantu labamnyama noma ke abantu abansundu ngisho kanjalo. Kunendlela mhlambe lesikhuliswa ngayo, kunendlela mhlambe lesifundiswa ngayo ukuthi uma nangabe kusho ukuthi ukhula nje mhlambe ulijaha noma mhlambe umfazane kunendlela mhlambe kunethuso lesithi sibone ikhula so with sexual orientation that we would see mhlambe sonke lesibheke ukuthi siphathe ngani ende lengekuye ende info langayiva mhlambe emizweni yakhe ngisho kanjalo so kuyeke bene ama challenges lapho kuma marriages because labanye vele bayaye mhlambe uthola ukuthi bayashada nase bashadile ekhaya nase sihleli sekuba netinkinga lapha make soyakhala naba besoyakhala uyaye mhlambe ukhaze ukuthi ke sekuvela thinje lefana nabo nabo cheating la khona uthola ukuthi umuntu sowuba nabo partner labengako mhlambe kumunye emene futhi abe na partner yena levathi kuba nawo ngendlela yena lativa angayo noma ngendlela yena mhlambe lativa aphila ngayo noma afuna kuphila ngayo. So uyayikhwaza ukuthi kuba netinkinga lapho khona mhlambe uyayikhwaza ukuthi seliyakhula ke lezi lapho sabo intimate partner violence mhlambe i-intimate partner violence lekhathi uthole ukuthi kuba nekulwa nekushayana kulabo ababili abahlalisene kanye kanye ekhaya. Hayi ukuthi bashayelana ukuthi mhlambe kukhona lokhu wrong lapho, kungoba bafaka so kuba nalawo ma-issues lawo, then uthole ukuthi sekwenza labo gender based violence babe sobulele make naye wasethi ibulala. So kwenze kakhulu nje amalanga instead mhlambe ukuthi thina sibuke lokuthi lento ibangwa yini evenda kangwane, noma-ke mhlambe in the African society asifuni ukubuka lokho, siyaye sibuke end result then sithatha sipersecute abantu noma-ke sithatha ugwe abantu ngalokuthi sekwendekele, sibe mhlambe akabuka ukuthi kahle yini leli ebanga lento lefana nale. Ngidawubuyela mfe emagani akhe Budrey ekuthenini into nje lesingakho ukuthi addressa nje silive le timboka lesithatha ngathi adikho kanti dikhona. So kuyakubangela ke lokho ukuthi kwanze ke lo mkhuhlane lo we-gender based violence. Thank you Mr. Mtshali.
Ngicabanga ukuthi Mr. Gama ekukhulumeni kwakho sengicishe ngikuvile kancane kunenkinga yale internet angathi ukuthi le timbo debelungu disendani. But kuloko kuvile mphathi usho kahle ukuthi uma ngabe sifika kahle endzabeni futhi esiswati ukhanda ukuthi sebaphinde futhi bayakhinya bedeni sama. Manje-ke Mr. nginenkinga lana ukuthi okay, uma ngabe sinabo ke sebakhinya bedeni Mr. Ray, esikhathini esiningi bese lapho sekunivelela kukanjani, ngoba phela before uTekto approach mhlawumbe i-PSS mhlawumbe bengayazi ukuthi kune PSS. Mina njengefana nema decisions ami lekho sangiwende nema dreams ami futhi ngaphandle kokuthi ngikhona ukuthi ngikhulume nemvu. So kuleyo mphilo mhlawumbe lena lonayo eceleni noma labafike baphinde ukuthi babe nayo ema-MSMs la khona kangwane bangafike babe silapho benta njani, ngoba la lengiba confuse khona ukuthi in as much as impilo yamasiko nako konke isikhinyabene, but mina njengoba ngine choice mina besides ukuthi ngi-approach i-PSS wethu ngifike bese lapho sengenda njani, how do you handle the situation uwedwa nje?
Thank you, Puti. I think the question was, how do I handle the situation whenever I face it? It's very difficult. I don't want today to focus on the people who already know the services which are available. It's very difficult because that's when I remember very well, I had a case with someone in the community. It was verbal violence. Bamfuga doing everything. When I tried to reach to that person, it was already late. He killed himself because now when everything, they are calling him names. So it's very difficult as the CPOs or the organization which are dealing with such a thing. As I suggest, Pumela dropping. Sebasbonile kamanzi bayamathi futhi based violence. But lemakhaya la kude khona mhlambe with the technology la bakhona kuona everything but khala ngemadata bakhala with everything. Let's go there. Let's go and do in campaigns. And they are going through the most because you find even not just gender-based violence, correctional rape, so if we can try to go and say because that's where the things already when they come here, head plus women and babane, they know the services. They know the services. But for those people of the country, they are really facing challenges when it comes to the services. Abayesaba wanje ngidawusaba ukuthi sebangiva mina sekuthiwa mhlambe ngishwaye ngomfana ingasafuna ukumleta imali, or the agreements that we had are not going very well. Ngisaba nike poison. One station commander wami mhlambe lesiphofaneni is not sensitized about the community. So ngidikhanza sengifela ngekhathi, and that person who is doing the violence utawube aqhubeka because uyangibona nami ngihleli phansi angiko reporter because ngisaba at the end of the day. So I feel like we have to try to at least take to see because most of the people in Maka, there's a lot of things. It even lead us to decisions wrong because as much it's in a hope as much help us for Lemaka speak, but then we need to at least let's focus the things out let Lemaka, because that's when you understand and see gender based makaya, and it's very serious. So I think that's the best way we can try and deal with.
Mr. Spanier, I'm literally going to note lama sensitization ukuthi sikhona ukuwenda siphume ngaphandle emadolobheni siyele emakhayeni siyokhona kufundzisa. Manje-ke Mr. Spanier, kunemvu mhlawumbe lo ungabe nyalo ubukele nje uyabukela uyabukela ungabe uyaduda ukuthi hawu yes nathi kuyenteka mhlawumbe ukwenza ukuthi yanihlukubeda nokuthi senibide ngamagama senibide nako-ke labo kude mhlawumbe lapha lokwenza ukuthi senibabida ngemagama nalona lova ngazuthi lona nje ungconywana yena ufike uthini njengaye ngoba kunebamfunanele ngivanga ukuthi from lenye i-angle ngifike nibabona ngazuthi mhlawumbe bangangena babe ku-category relationship ukwenza ukuthi lo lona yena akumphathi kahle lendlela lo portray ngayo le nkulumo yakho kubobona lapha lokwenza ukuthi mhlawumbe bathi bangafike bevele emvoleni because ngiva ngathi as much as mina ngubide ngemagama, but there is something now lokwenza ukuthi uyendile la ngakimi yangichaza manje-ke angikhona ukuthi ngikutshele kahle, but ngiva ngazuthi kungcono ngokukhahla bede ngokukhweshisa ngokucoshela eceleni kwami ngoba angikho relevant towards the situation noma-ke ngale ndlela lena lo ngiyo wena webhani. So my question is umsukele from a point or from lenye i-angle yakhe yakuphila cause yena wathi ukuthi mhlawumbe angeke nje ukuthi ngasukela ngibhudi nje asuke mina but kasesinyalo somsukele yena akasaphatheki kahle kuyena nesiqiniseko le situation there.
Thank you so much, Puti. But your question for me reflected on two angles. It's either ngisukele umumfu nje mhlawumbe ngisebhare just a random person, or ngisukele umumfu lengijolana. Can you specify which person ngimsukele in this case?
Eqinisweni Mr. ngibafuna bobabili manje ungithi fahla ngabo bobabili.
Thank you so much, Puti. I will just start with the random person. With the random person, I want to take you back, Uti, before you identify me in terms of my sexual orientation. First of all, I'm human. According to human rights, I have I have a right to express myself how I feel. We are a community of MSM or anything. I have a right to express myself among my friends and everyone, as long as in most cases, we experience violence. With my friends, we are just happy expressing ourselves the way we feel. And then also someone like MSM these people, or these people, and then will start to attack us, which is very wrong. People have to know what's unema rights before you want to do an action towards me, which is going to lead into violence. Know one thing: we all have my rights. So now, as much as you don't understand the kind of life MSM live, anything that you don't understand, but one thing that has to exhibit from doing so it comes as a crime. Learn to know people's right. As long as because most of my incidents and then that's when we start because on my own space. This is my space, this is where I feel safe, and then if you come I have to respond. So I think we have to teach people we are addicted as much as it's gazing, lesbians, before everything, let's lay the foundations. Before anything, sima humans, the same right lona yo baby lo sekhaya lonesithembu is the same right lenginayo nami. Angeke ukuthi bese wena uyafika ungijika ngemagama bese uyangishaya because nami nginema rights before sexual orientation yami. I'm a human before anyone. And when it comes to MR relationships, I don't want to talk much. I think most of my values less wabonile. It's when we are having, we gays, we like a lot of things. We like to explore a lot of things. And most of the time we find ourselves making my promises, trying to express another part which I'm not. And then oh, my gays are so sort of angathi angene lapha ngenele le mali nakasafika la kimi vele abona baba athi akunamali la sekuqala kuba nenkinga mhlawumbe socala kungibhalela ukuthi hey ndahamba ngokubopha mina le mvula ngentisa yona ayisiyo. Why? Because kwananami ngithi idonsele mina le violence. Nangabe ngifuna nje move ake ngifune in the name of love ngigcine kulove ngingende ama promises. We have made lots and lots of empty promises. That's why kusasa basigwaza, that's why kusasa sihamba bosibopha ukuthi sebastretchisha ukuthi ndahamba ngokubopha mina because we have made wrong promises kulabantu lesibasukela. If kwananathi sizame ukuthi if ngikusukela angiyekele ukuthembisa something ukuthi buya la kimi ndakusekela in buya la ndakwendela in because once you fail to do that sonke bonke sithola kanye ngenyanga. So most of us are not even business people. Ndayithatha le mali ekuthengela umfutshwala every weekend inhlula kwananami. Ndayithatha phi le mali ekuthengela umfutshwala la 1.5 ngigcwala 350 kwananami. You have to kibuke wena cala ukuthi umephi before uhambe udidonsela emanding himself because most of my incidents like that when it comes to boyfriend bethu sididonsela thina la manding himself promise umumvu which is not true. And most of the people ngeke ukhanze a gay person dating another gay person so nenkinga yokuthi angamthekeleli iteki so nenkinga ukuthi angamthekeleli. We are running for heterosexual people sifune kubafaka into MSM environment promising them things that we are going to fail to do at the end of the day, and that thing once it fails it leads to violence. Thank you.
Hey, Mr. Ray White, since I let him go in. No, can't go sing. My Miss Lactua Villan. Margaret Lactua. Now, Mr. Ray, so let's have Skazera and I would say, hey, Sebonangela o kanza ukuthi bayathembisa abasakhona ukufeza. And mina ngikhanze ngingenile la gathi ngingeniswe nginathi phela tethembiso. Mangifika kuwe ngizokuchazela ukuthi uyathi sengiyadisola. Ngikhanze ngithatha i-decision ngenxa yezizathu futhi lokho kanze ukuthi nami bengitshela ukuthi ngidawubenefita. Manje-ke angisabenefit akasaniki lokho bekavumelene ukuthi utangipha kona. Ukhona njani ukungibuyisa phasi ngoba ngaphuka ngithi khungile phela ungehlisa njani?
Thank you so much, Mr. Nati. This is Vilane Telakpewa, a PSS practitioner, talking here. I'm not sure if I did get the question quite correctly because I think it's poor network. Can you repeat yourself for me so that please?
Ngibonge make Vilane. Bengithi inkinga lenkulu ukuthi asithi njengoba cetha kuchazanya lo Mr. Sibanyoni lana ukuthi bavamise kuba nedethembiso lenkulu laba bese lapho nami sentikhanza tingithengile. Manje-ke lo mbuto wami uthi akasakhona-ke nako-ke lokufeza letimvo leti sengibuya mina ngiyadisola ngoba ngathatha i-decision yokuthi mhlawumbe ngigewuke naye lelo langa lelo ngoba bekende sethembiso esikhulu and ngabona ngazuthi hayi cha yabona ngale sethembiso lakasendile lesi hayi yabona hayi ngidawubenefitha kakhulu. Manje sengibuya-ke la ngakuwe ukhona kungehlisa njani ngoba lana ngabulala ngisho nekutibulala sikhuluma iqiniso.
Thank you, Mr. Nati. I think I do get your question, Manje. Okay, what I'm lacking on is on the part ukuthi lesethembiso sendiwa ngule perpetrator noma sendiwa the victim in this.
Ngile perpetrator, man.
Thank you so much. Okay, basically, and that because that person so ulimele, like emotionally, that is what we call emotionally violence, where umthembisa something ungamlimati, because it's an honest truth that if you promise me something ngiyajabula nje ngitive nasemoyeni ngijabulile ngithole nekuthula nangabe bengisoloku kude and then when you promise me something after that na ungasakwendi kube sengiyalimala emoyeni nasengilimala emoyeni vele kungaphinde kubuye kube ukuthi kungoba mina ngi-MSM noma mina kuyini why lo muntu angazifedisi ithembiso sami. So when they come to us, what we do, we try to talk to them, sikhulume about the presenting problem, and then we don't give them solutions, though we guide them throughout the whole process, whereby they get to express their feelings, and we go with them through. Bese sesiyakhona ukukhulumisana nabo ngendlela lethile ukushiyana ukuthi sikuphi state and naye ukanjani. So as we talk, they get to, it's a true fact that when you communicate something, no more when you talk something to someone who's ready to listen to you, somebody who's not to judge you, calm in a way, it helps you, it heals you, it calms you down. So when we talk to them with those skills lava presented to them, because we listen to them, we don't judge them, to them siba neutral, siba at their service. So we have a way of talking to them that makes them calm, and then we deal with the situation from there. Thank you.
Ngibonge kakhulu make manje ngiphinde futhi ke eze uceda ukukhuluma nyalo ngiyeva ukuthi okay niyakhona kwehla nabo ngadodongo letikhundla neti-stage ke ukuthi nibamekise kubokuphi kuphi akhona nokuthi atikhanze atehlisa naye mhlawumbe leyo ngaphaphula lakanayo noma ngithi ke lelo liphaphawu lakanalo leli limphatha kabi leli element ukuthi bese lapho so uyabuya la ukwenza ukuthi nale ngivaka ayisabi ingcombo leqonzile ngoba phela mzuzu loyo uma ngabe unesehlakalo dide empilweni yakho kwenza ukuthi awusakhona vele ukucabanga ukuqonza bekubude nje ukuthi ngoba yena kube batela ayifana lemaphoyiseni bebatawufika mhlawumbe bangamfike bamnake ngendlela lengiyo kumbeke besides nalokuthi bamnake ngendlela lengiyo bodwa khanza ukuthi uyesaba lokuya because hey mina angifuni ukuthi ngitikanze abantu sebangijajala nabathi mina mhlawumbe njani but ke lo mbuto wami ulakutheni uma ngabe sengihamba nawe kuba khona imehluko ukuthi hey do you walk me through yonke le situation till ngitikanze sengehlile emoyeni phinde futhi ke nalesimo lesi bengiva ngazo ukuthi ngibhekene naso siyangesinza siyathobeka.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Nati, for that question as well. Okay, it's a true fact that in our culture, MSM, we believe it's demons, we believe it what, but to go challenge people out there and to educate everybody who's watching on this webinar. Guys, good umuntu lotikhethelako ukuthi yena utoba i-MSM. It is what they feel in them. They are born with it. But for us, because everybody has a right to live and a batolama services like everyone else. I would like to advise people there to take MSM as normal people. Coming back to the point of Mapoisa, it's basically from our culture whereby they discriminate MSM. They feel like these people villains and the demon possessed or something. Yeah, bekukhona and bage babiga before ukuthi when we go to the police, when we go to clinical facilities, they don't take us seriously, as if demon process or something. So what we do, what we do as PSS, clients tola counseling services saba right naye, and then we ask on our next journey kukhona abantu abadinga i-closure, edinga i-closure in such a way that kufuna sigcine siye emaphoyiseni. Then we take our client to the police. We are taking him there not just because we are trying to protect him, seeing how discriminated they are being in this world. So we take them there together with us, and definitely see it means we are linking them to the right services, for example, the police. So when we are there, we help them, we talk to the police through Yena, helping and making sure that he gets services. So far, from what we have done, Lesige Sabayisa and the police services, without being discriminated, without feeling judged and everything. So we are there to link them to the rightful services until people get to understand what MSM are, and until people accept. I think the Ministry of Health is working on that and educating them on how to treat everyone equally besides their sexual orientation. I thank you. I don't know if you have any question based on that.
Sibonge kakhulu Vilani. Shothi kahle konke leni khona provide kuma clients end. Shothi ngalendlela lo usibalele ngayo, lo sehlise ngayo kuso sonke step lokucetha kusimention. I want to believe ukuthi noma ngabe umuntu lokhona lo sekhaya umelelwe noma ke usinzwa inkinga lenganani. Lendlela lo sokucetha kumention ngayo, hayi no. Bo PSS baka L plus, I think, yeah. You guys are doing your job. Mr. Sibanyoni, ngicela kubuta mphathi ukuthi emvini lo sekhaya le emakhaya lokwelapha today kumbeke sithi lo dophinde futhi abe neliphuba lekubukela kanini naye he's facing the very same situation ye gender based violence. Ungathini kuye ekumyaleni noma ke ekumsiteni unikete something lefana ne-advice lekosa ayende kuti
Mr. Nati, I think I've lost you. You are quiet.
Because that comes up in about second.
Thank you so much. Sounds like he's having. Mr. Nati, can you repeat your question? We ended GBV Fisher quite a move, there's some part and the other part you were quiet. Can you just pop up the question and then the corner open block?
Bengithi mina empini lo sekhaya noma lokhashane lo le lo phelele lena nkinga mhlawumbe naye lo edeka lapha nala bengicela ukuva ukuthi ngiphi azonga khona kumkhamela yona akhona ukuthi naye asitakale anganokukhanza ahlala nenkinga phinde futhi sewuba stress mhlawumbe futhi ukuthi so fika ku decision lengabe bekangazayithatha bebe kakhona mhlawumbe kulalo notama.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Nati. One advice I'm going to give them is that don't rob yourself your happiness. Don't try to impress your family because in my expectations now. Because once you start to do those things, it's a very pity thing because once you start to do decisions or take things because you want to impress your family, that kanza sekunguwe lo perpetrator we GBV. Uthi kanza senguwe lo so kanza so nalabanye bamfu kan if you tried to live fully to who you are, you're going to prevent GBV from happening to you and also from you doing it to someone else. And another thing you asked, said people if they want help. If there are people who are already experiencing this and they are watching what we are talking about now, ungafeli ngecards. Now it's hard time for people to talk. We all have rights. I don't want you to classify ourselves according to what we are heterosexuals, we are this. I just want to say we are all humans. The same rights every human that they have is the same right that I have. If it's my right for me to report. Someone does report. We have the organization. We have Help Plus who is now focusing on GBV. You can maybe try to get contact. You guys have your Facebook page, you have your Twitter, I believe you have all those social networks pages. But Balela Help Plus for Men, accede. Because at the end of the day, you're trying to beat up yourself. Because closure to get justice. And also because la ufike ube buhlungu khona umthetho awusho ukuthi usihlale 20 years so oppressed on violence, then that's why you decided to kubulala lo move awusho njalo. Once you do that the violence and that person uyoyende kuye wakuthathela iaction utoboshwa wena ngisho ungazama kanti siyathi bengisolo oppressed bengisolo ngafuni ukukhuluma. It's hard time for now ukhulume trying to free yourself ukuthi kanze so a perpetrator sometime and also to free yourself for dignity yakho, because it's very painful kuphila impilo longasiyo and kuphila impilo of fear. So if you can try, make sure once you encounter anything that you are not comfortable with, and once you know that no, this is a violation of my right, report. If you are afraid for you to go to the police station, I've said hamba Help Plus for Women. You don't need even to go there maybe physically. We are all living on technology world today. Use the face. Going to come to you, they're going to help you so that at the end of the day we get justice. We are all humans. Thank you.
Ngibonga kakhulu Mr. Ray. Cha, ngicabanga ukuthi i-advice yakho lokho usayivile ngifuna ukuthi uphinde futhi akho kuyisendeza. Ngithanda ukuthatha ithuba lokuthi ngithi sesifike emaphethelweni ethu anamuhla kulena webinar. Yeah, asakheni ubuntu for today. Our discussion ifike iphelele la. Ngibonge kakhulu kubo bonke labakhonile kungijoyina lelanga namuhla. Ngibonge kakhulu Mr. Sibanyoni what you have done for me today kukhulu kakhulu, and thanks for ukuthi ukhone ukuxwayisa sive ngale ndlela lena. Sibonge kakhulu nabo PSS bethu labakhonile nabo kuphinde futhi basijoyine. Lengathanda ukusho ukuthi lokunye ungakhona kushaya uma ngabe nawe mhlawumbe utikhanza usenkingeni lecishe uyekuhlukubeteka ku 951 and ushaya mahala SMS ku 2022 mahala batawubuya kuwe. Uphinde futhi ke unga SMS ku 8500 for free. You can book Mr. PSS wepho kanye na Miss PSS wepho for free ku www.trueeswatini.com. Ulandele letinto tofike legomani bebandla lofike uyithole kuyo website. For namuhla nginathingwa kamjali with my panelists here. Ngicela ukubonga sonke isikhathi senene siphe sona nendlebe lenisiphe yona. Ibo sala kahle nibe nelusuku lelihle till sibonane next week Thursday 2 o'clock same time same place.